Aloha, this is Tom Lesher with the weekly Pele Report coming through. This Pele Report may be a little different than other Pele Reports. First of all, I'm in a hurry. This is my last day on internet before I head back out into the no internet land. I'm in Brasilia, no exotic background. I'm at a friend's house. What else? I've had a bunch of this Brazilian coffee, so I'm like totally buzzed. And yeah, so I'm just gonna like dive in, make a few points here. Doesn't have to be profound every week and everything. So, solar eclipse yesterday. Whoa. And the fun never stops, because really, I would say all the way through today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've still got the sun in conjunction to the north node of the moon. That is what makes an eclipse, okay? And Mercury coming retrograde, coming into this, so we've got this sun, north node, Mercury conjunction in late Scorpio, going on for, you know, the duration of this whole weekend. The moon moves on, it moves into Sagittarius, you know, and then by this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the moon is in Capricorn. And on Saturday, Mars moves into Capricorn. So then we've got this moon, Mars, Pluto conjunction going on in early Capricorn this weekend. So, you know, it's Scorpio, Capricorn. Look at these planets here, you know, Moon, Mars, Pluto, Sun. This is a very, very powerful time. It's a very intense time of bringing up, let's look at it, you know, Scorpio. I'm going to talk at length about Scorpio here. It's the shadow, it's the dark. We've got Saturn, who's also in Scorpio. Venus is coming into Scorpio next week. Okay, as the sun moves out of Scorpio, Venus moves in. They're going to trade places here. But this is like this. So Scorpio is the underworld. It's the root chakra, the base chakra. It's co-ruled by Mars and Pluto, which is desire. And it's a water sign, deep emotional desire. And it's the opposite of Taurus. Taurus is I, me, mine. I'm self-sufficient. I've got everything I need. I got my own stuff. I take care of myself. Scorpio is I rely. I evolve through connection, through relationship, through intimacy. You've got what I want. I need something from you. I want something from you. It's this place where we confront our needs and our issues and our fears, and you know, we have to humble ourselves and ask for something, you know, so we deal with pride, okay? And then somebody says, no, I'm not going to give you what you want. So then we deal with our anger and then we deal with our past memories of the last time that happened to us. And it brings up our shadow, and it brings up all, you know, so it's this Scorpio, it's not a playground. It's a battlefield. Taurus, ruled by Venus, the opposite of Scorpio, they look at that as the Garden of Eden. It's ruled by Venus, all lovey-dovey. And then opposite heaven is hell, the underworld. Yeah, Scorpio. So we're dealing with the underworld. We're dealing with root, core issues that we don't like to talk about. That's why Scorpio has to do with the taboo. Sweep it under the rug. Deny it. Avoid it at all costs. You know, it's too painful. It hurts too much when I get rejected. You know, or somebody's like making demands on me and I don't feel like meeting them. And then that brings up, you know, this kind of bad part of me, that I'm going to be the bad, evil king or queen, or the sadist or whatever, that, you know, you get me mad. And it's and here's the thing, I mean, I'm studying now this family constellation stuff. And he says, when you're in a deep, intimate, personal relationship and you get hurt, It's revenge. This balance of giving and taking, the balance of love and sharing in a relationship. We got Venus and Libra now, that's why I'm talking about this, and all this Scorpio stuff going on. It's like when it's not happening, when you feel like you're giving more than you're receiving, okay, it's a natural human response to withhold or to demand more or to feel resentment, anger, and to hurt. You know, if you're hurt, you hurt the other person. This is just it. You know, we are spiritual beings having human animal experiences. We need to look at this. We need to learn something from this because it shows us our identity. It shows us our deeper motivations. It shows us who we truly are. And sometimes we don't like that. But that's what leads to evolution and transformation. You got to see it. You got to pull it out from under the rug. And this is where relationships, and particularly sex, comes into play. Scorpio, 8th house, Pluto, Mars, this is our sexual needs, sexual nature, sexual desire. And, you know, what is that about? Our bodies are our most personal possession. Okay? I mean, if you want to get personal, okay, just get into sex, get into your body, and you take it personally. When someone says you're fat, ugly, too short, too small, too messed up, you take it personally. We are identified with our bodies. And the sexual instinct, the sexual desire, if we look at the evolutionary stages of earthly evolution, the sexual instinct and the sexual desire is one of the last biggest issues and needs and desires that we move through, master, before we can get out of this planet. You understand? It's a soul desire that creates reincarnation. We keep coming back from body to body to body to body until we exhaust these desires or master these desires, and the sexual desire is like one of the primal biggies. It actually helps us to see ourselves on all levels in a very deep, pure way. That's why so many people are afraid of it and try to hide it, try to ignore it, try to deny it, and yet it's the big thing in movies and advertising and everything else. So we have all these big sexual issues because it's the most personal and the deepest desire, instinct that we have. So let's look at it, you know? It comes into our relationships, into intimacy, into exposing ourselves and exposing our needs and humbling ourselves, asking for needs to be met. You don't want to ask. You want to just hope. Hope and pray that your partner is going to be there and do what you want and go where you want, and that you have the same compatibility. A lot of people come to me, I'm an astrologer, are we sexually compatible? That would be nice. Then there's a lot that we don't have to talk about or deal with or whatever. We're just, it's just going to happen automatically, but it never does. There's always something. You have to look at it. There's all different kinds of sexual expression. Yeah, there's oral sex and anal sex and spiritual sex, tantric sex, and sadomasochistic sex, and we have toys and gadgets and all kinds of other types of stimulation and all the different positions that hook up different chakras with different chakras, my throat chakra with your second chakra, or are all of our chakras lined up, or are we doing the 69 and different chakras? Or we're sending energy around, we're playing with energy through our bodies, through our chakras. So there's all these different manifestations, and of course our body holds memories So, whenever we stimulate these different centers, we stimulate different memories of what went on before. So we have old identities, we have old fears, old experiences. So it's also letting go. Scorpio is the sign of letting go and releasing in order for intimacy to occur. So when you start expressing your sexual needs, your sexual desires, they're very personal, whether they are accepted or refused or rejected. You feel accepted or rejected because you're all emotionally tied up with these things. So this is a time. This is what we're dealing with now. Saturn, like I say, is in sign of Scorpio for a couple of years. Saturn is maturity. It's like grow up, deal with it, look at it. And there's obstacles, there's limitations. You're going to butt up against the other person's fears. Oh, well, that position scares me. Or I remember a time when that happened and I don't want to go there again. Or, that's dirty. Or, my parents or society or my religion, said that we don't do that. So, you come up with all these, the closer you get, the more intimate you are. The more these issues are all brought up to the surface. And how bad you're attached to this desire. Or how much of an animal you are. Oh, wait, I'm a spiritual being, but I've got this animal desire that you're not meeting. So am I an animal or am I spiritual? Then you get into this whole, connection between spirit and matter, spirit and body. And that's what a lot of this time is about, right? It's like, we're shooting spirit into matter, so that matter is transformed, and anyway, so that's what's going on. And I want to come up with the mantra now this week, and just, because it has to do with seeing and awakening and owning. It's only by owning our desires and our needs and owning our fears that we see ourselves, and we can't transform ourselves, change ourselves, or evolve into what we truly want to be until we see it, accept it. It's like you have to start where you are to get where you want to go. You can't have an ideal of who you think you are. Is not who you are. Your emotions, your sexual needs, your physical, emotional needs, that's where you start, and you go towards the person that you want to be. Don't think you are what you want to be. You probably wouldn't be in a body if that was the case. So anyway, this is what's happening. So this mantra carry you through the week a little bit. And, it's intense. This eclipse set off a 6-month cycle here, This is, the solar eclipse happens every 6 months. Yesterday was the solar eclipse. We're going to be dealing with Scorpio, Taurus issues. And, of course, this Moon, Mars, Pluto happening in Capricorn is going to even bring it deeper into the physical Capricorn. And Capricorn initiates, and it has to do with security. So all of our insecurities and fears are going to come up. Okay, baby. It's time to balance the giving and taking in order to birth our true awakening. For only by sharing our fears and our needs can we see what's driving you and me. And then I wanted, it didn't really rhyme right, it didn't have the right beat. I really did want to put in there, can we see what's really driving you and me? So I'm going to put the really in parentheses when I write it, and you can include the really or not really include the really, but it is really. Okay. And coffee is good stuff down here. It's time to balance the giving and taking in order to birth our true awakening. For only by sharing our fears and needs can we see what's really driving you and me. My God. I'm getting crazy down here, down with this Latin blood. Okay, so that's all for today. Hope that's enough for you. Hope you're having a good time with the wild ride. Hang in there, enjoy, namaste, aloha, so much love. Okay.